Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1, chat and recap. I know a lot of us are still trying to process the Negan scene from last week, but we just have to be patient, hold tight. October is a long ways away, so we're going to talk about Fear the Walking Dead. This will contain some spoilers and predictions, so if you don't want to participate, turn it off in 3, 2, 1. So basically the episode tonight centered around a couple storylines, but it really started out getting you reconnected with all the characters. There was a long layoff, and we start out on the beach scene. It's just a couple hours after the last season ended, and we start out with Madeline. Maddie is the Rick Grimes of the group. She is tough. Remember, she was one of the first people to kill the walker with the fire extinguisher in season number 1. So then we have to, of course, lay Chris's mom to rest. She was bit by a walker. Travis had to shoot her. I think that's probably the only person Travis has ever killed. Travis is not the strong suit of the group. It's really Maddie, I think, that holds that group together. As shown within a couple seconds, Travis gets attacked. He's getting ready to get bit. Maddie picks up a rock, bashes it over the head. She does not hesitate. Definitely a tough woman. It's going to be interesting to follow her storyline and see how many walkers she ends up bagging before it's all said and done. This scene was just amazing to me. It reminded me of something out of Jaws. They're on the little rescue boat getting ready to go out to the main yacht, the Abigail, and you can just see their city is on fire. Just a wonderful, wonderful scene. Fast forwarded a little bit, you can actually see the Air Force flying over in the right corner, and this view you can see, I think that is Daniel, and then also Maddie there as well too. So we'll talk about Daniel just in a little bit. He's a pretty tough cookie as well too. So fast forward to the Abigail. So once they get on the main boat, this is Strand's boat. Strand helped get Nick out of prison. And also, he's probably a billionaire. He's got a nice house, got a nice yacht, and he has 3 rules. It's my yacht, and it's my damn yacht. So one of the scenes in here, Nick questions like, what's my contribution? What good am I? And then he kind of reveals that I saved you because you're a drug addict, and drug addicts know how to adapt. They know how to cope. So there's something Strand is manipulating him and using him in the future. And then we get Alicia, who is Nick's little sister, and Alicia is kind of the caring person in the group, and we're reminded of that because she's on the radio. She gets in a chat with, I think the guy's name is Jack, and she trusts him, and I think Jack's going to be a problem a little bit later on. We'll talk about that. There is Daniel, as we talked about. He didn't have a major role in tonight's episode. A little bit of a fishing scene. They did talk to him a couple times, but he definitely will be a center part of the group, but tonight he really wasn't focused on. This scene was pretty interesting because Chris, they're basically just transporting his dead mother around, and then they have a little bit of a service there. They're finally going to bury her, and he loses it. He's like, he just dumps her body in the water. Really interesting scene there, and it calls this scene between Chris and Travis a little bit later on where Chris actually socked him in the face here. He had all this emotion built up, and he blamed his father. He's like, you killed her. I mean, didn't realize there wasn't anything that could be done for her because she was going to turn. The group, a little bit later on, they decide to have a feast. This was just a great picture. I mean, this looks like something out of Edward Scissorhands. They do not look happy about this. They're eating some eel that Daniel had cooked, and then they hear something out on the edge of the boat. I mean, everything's cool. They're getting ready to relax, and Chris goes all emo teen on them. So he's like, you know what? I'm not eating any of this eel. I'm just going to jump in a lake or the ocean or whatever it is. So he decides to take a little swim. Pretty interesting timing of this, but he didn't have any other outlet or any other way to cope with it, and I think this is more of a tension ploy. So Nick dives in after him. Nick probably is going to be the youngest person to ever need Rogaine. I don't know what happened to his hair when he jumped in here. I know it's wet, but he definitely, if he survives the zombie apocalypse, we're going to have to do something with his hair. But Nick goes in to save our friend Chris, and then he hears someone over in a boat and decides to go check it out. And what's interesting about this is all the bullet holes. So let's flash back to Alicia talking to Jack, and they hear a boat coming back up on them. And will that boat be Jack? Did they take over the other party? So that's a little bit of this week's recap. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about the character development. My name is Killshot. We'll do a weekly recap of this. We'll talk about any Easter eggs that are out there. And I hope we build up a nice following and some chat as we transition from Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. Thanks again. Give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments below. Peace.